ready for us. Her speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes, Mrs. Timer. And we have a speech title called Three Brains. When it comes to succeeding at New Year resolutions, our brain loves to trip us up. Learn about the three primary brain systems and how to get them to work in your favor. Three Brains, Paula Smith. Three Brains.
Je pense, donc je suis. I think, therefore I am. When French philosopher René Descartes first made this observation in the 1600s, he was referring to this. He could not doubt that he himself existed, as he was the one doing the doubting himself. It was a revolutionary thought at the time, a first step in demonstrating the attainability of certain knowledge. I find it curious that he uses the word doubt. I mean, if I set a personal goal of who I want to become, I just got to think it up, right? So here we are at the beginning of 2021. Some of us are setting New Year's resolutions. It's a fresh start from the crazy year of 2020. Perfect time to reflect on what we want and set goals for this upcoming year. However, 80% of us will give up only after 6 weeks. Why is that? Our evolutionary brain thinks it has to keep us safe by preventing us from changing. Unfortunately, this can keep us enslaved to some pretty nasty habits. Our brains have yet to evolve to the point where they can instantly support the changes that we want to make and maintain. We have three major brain systems at work here. Each one has a completely different function. When we find a way to align them to work together, we can achieve our goals and become the person we dream of. Let's take a few minutes to observe these parts of our brain, how they operate, and what they need to help us achieve our goals. The oldest and most primitive part of the brain is called the reticular brain. Evolving over the past 100 million years, it is responsible for our body's immediate survival. When it senses we're in danger, it summons up the fight, flight, or freeze response. Now, this might be helpful if you're running away from a dinosaur, but what happens when a threat is merely imagined? Our brains cannot tell if an event is real or just a thought. Think back to a time when you watched a scary movie. Did you feel as though you're on the edge of your seat, your heart racing and your breathing shallow? Although you were just sitting on your couch eating popcorn, your reticular brain thought the threat was real and responded accordingly. It increased your heart rate, cut off digestion, and prepared your body to leap off the couch and run to safety. When it comes to making New Year's resolutions, this part of the brain must be assured of our physical safety as we work on forming healthier habits. The second oldest brain system is the emotional limbic brain. At 50 million years of evolution, its primary concerns are emotional awareness, status quo, and survival of our group, family, or tribe. It brings past learning into the present moment and is closely interlinked with the older reticular brain system. The emotional brain resists change and strives to stay in its comfort zone. Not exactly intuitive when it comes to adopting new habits. In fact, you could say it's a bit of a Karen. It thinks in simple terms of right or wrong, good or bad, yes or no. Can you recall a time when you went on a diet only to sabotage your efforts by eating a piece of cheesecake? Your emotional brain was trying to keep you safe, according to its definition of the word. It does not like change. We might feel afraid of the unknown or fear of change in our lifestyle. Why, our friends and family might disown us if we become a different person. By reassuring this brain system that our group and surroundings are safe, we can begin to explore ways of doing things differently. The third and cerebral brain is the youngest part at 2.5 million years of evolution. It is the most flexible part of the brain with the ability to do the imagining for us. It works best when it is relaxed, alert, and dissociated, creating future-based visions and potential outcomes. This is where the magic happens. Take a moment to look up and out and picture yourself in the near future, as if you've already achieved your New Year's resolution. What is it that you accomplished? How do you feel in achieving that? If you could have a conversation with a future you, what advice would they give you to help you get there? Whatever scene is playing out inside your head, your cerebral cortex is making that up for you. In order for us to follow through and achieve those resolutions, the cerebral brain must sense that the reticular and emotional brains are safe to comply. Together, as the three brains view our projected future from the stance of I see, I feel, and I hear, they align to co-create a new, healthier version of you. From this vision, we make up a strategic plan to meet that vision in easy, bite-sized steps. Think back now to Descartes and that very day when he coined the term, I think, therefore I am. His three brain systems, the reticular, the emotional, and cerebral, were perfectly aligned as he pondered and discovered the most revolutionary thought of his time. I think, therefore I am. For transformation to start happening and ensure that we succeed at our New Year's resolutions, I would first start with this thought. I think, therefore I can. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Paula. It's always so exciting